The Lives of Others by Neel Mukherjee. Read by Raj Ghatak. How can we imagine what our lives should be without the illumination of the lives of others? James Salter, Light Years. It's a poor sort of memory that only works backwards. Lewis Carroll, Alice in Wonderland. Things are the way they are, and when we recognize them, they are the same as when recognized by others, or indeed by no one at all. Daniel Kellman, Measuring the World. In historical events, what is most obvious is the prohibition against eating the fruit of the tree of knowledge. Leo Tolstoy, War and Peace. Prologue, May 1966. A third of the way through the half-mile walk from the landlord's house to his hut, Nithai Das's feet began to sway. Or maybe it is the headspin again. He sits down on the lifeless field he has to cross before he can reach his hut. There isn't a thread of shade anywhere. The May sun is an unforgiving fire. It burns his blood dry. It also burns away any lingering grain of hope that the monsoons will arrive in time to end his third year of drought. The earth around him is beginning to fissure and crack. His eyelids are heavy. He closes them for a while. Then, as sleep begins to take him, he pitches forward from his sitting position and jolts awake. Absently, he fingers his great enemy, the soil. Not soil anymore, but compacted dust. Even its memory of water has been erased forever, as if it has never been. He has begged all morning outside the landlord's house for 1 cup of rice. His 3 children haven't eaten for 5 days. Their last meal had been a handful of hay stolen from the landlord's cowshed and boiled in the cloudy yellow water from the well. Even the well is running dry. For the past 3 years, they have been eating once every 5 or 6 or 7 days. The last few times he had gone to beg had yielded nothing, except abuse and forcible ejection from the grounds of the landlord's house. In the beginning, when he had first started to beg for food, they shut and bolted all the doors and windows against him, while he sat outside the house for hours and hours, day rolling into evening, into night, until they discovered his resilience and changed that tactic. Today, they had set their guards on him. One of them had brought his stick down on Nithai's back, his shoulders, his legs, while the other one had joked, "Where are you going to hit this dog? He is nothing but bones. We don't even have to hit him. Blow on him and he'll fall back." Oddly, Nithai doesn't feel any pain from this morning's beating. He knows what he has to do. A black billow makes his head spin again, and he shuts his eyes to the punishment of white light. All he needs to do is walk the remaining distance, about 2,000 hands. In a few moments, he is all right. Some kind of jittery energy makes a sudden appearance inside him, and he gets up and starts walking. Within seconds, the panting begins. But he carries on. A dry heave interrupts him for a bit. Then he continues. His wife is sitting outside their hut, waiting for him to return with something, anything to eat. She can hardly hold her head up. Even before he starts taking shape from a dot on the horizon to the form of her husband, she knows he is returning empty-handed. The children have stopped looking up now when he comes back from the fields. They have stopped crying with hunger too. The youngest, 3 years old, is a tiny, barely moving bundle, her eyes huge and slow. The middle one is a skeleton sheathed in loose, polished black skin. The eldest boy, with distended belly, has become so listless that even his shadow seems dwindled and slow. Their bones have eaten up what little flesh they had on their thighs and buttocks. On the rare occasions when they cry, no tears emerge.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?